Hello, and welcome to another Age of Sigmar Season of War Battle Report. We're playing a mission today. Obviously, we're playing a mission today. We're playing Places of Arcane Power today. So, first time we've played it in GHB 2020. It's got quarter deployments. Again, 9 away from the center. So, but on the edges, we were talking about you can be, maybe like 14 inches away from each other. So.
Closer than it seems.
Yeah, closer than it seems at the points. But obviously different deployment from the last year's. And with this one, only heroes, or it's only leaders can capture the points. And you store 1 point for every turn you've held it. So the second turn you've held it, you store 2 points. It is by the player, not the hero. So you could switch a hero on one and it continues to rack up points. I think that's pretty much it as we look to get into it.
In Olgu.
Yes. Yeah.
So everything has the overgrown rule, but since most of my army is flying,
it's not relevant.
Doesn't matter, and because I don't have shooting, it really doesn't matter for me either.
Well, and even if you did, you have your streams.
Yeah.
But because you fly,
so short range.
If either model has fly, you don't consider it.
Okay.
So even you shooting me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then the command ability for like a short range teleport, we were talking less relevant for you because you're so fast with everything, but my guys who move 5 inches, a little more helpful, potentially. Other than that, we'll go into the roll-off and then deploy and talk about our lists afterwards. So. 5. So I will drop first. But you are, no matter what, going to drop me, so you'll get choice.
Okay.
Okay, so we've finished with deployment. As mentioned, you drop first, but I'll start with going through my list. Today I'm running Dreadwood. I have a lot of the same units I normally run. Obviously, Kurnoth Hunters are great. I'm using 3 units of 3 bows, 1 unit of 6 scythes, and 1 unit of 6 swords. Aside of that, I have 3 units of Spite Revenants in the Outcast Battalion, Drycha, an Arch Revenant who is my general, and then a Branch Wraith who has Throne of Vines and Spirit Song Stave. My general obviously has the trait and item from the battalion, but they're not super relevant. I chose to deep strike 3 of my bow hunters and then my scythe hunters and 1 unit of Spite Revenants. So they'll be coming up turn 1 or later, obviously depending, but again tied to trees. In Dreadwood, worth noting that I have teleport. I can do once per turn for command point. I can basically pick up any unit within 18 of a hero, or I can measure it from Kurnoth Hunters, and they can teleport anywhere on the board outside of 9.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Very sneaky. So that's obviously very relevant. But this is going to be an interesting mission, obviously, with the hero capturing is significant. What about you? What are you running?
All right, so I'm running, for the first time ever, all Flayer list, basically. So I got the Dead Watch Battalion, which is 3 units of Flayers. I have 3, 3, and 6. Then I have the Royal Family Battalion. That also includes the Flayer hero, sorry, the Courtier. Then I'm running the Royal Family, which is the Foot Ghoul King, the Mounted Zombie Dragon on Ghoul King, and the Archregent.
The Zombie Dragons on the Ghoul King?
Sure. Then I've got Chronomatic Cogs as well. So the Battalion of the Flayers lets me attack in the hero phase if I'm already within 3 inches. The Royal Family lets me roll an extra dice for bringing models back.
Cool.
So I roll 7 instead of 6.
So you're very low model count. I think we both often play elite. Army, except I guess when you play Night Haunt, you can run Horde sometimes there. But you're very elite. Obviously, it doesn't hurt as much with this mission.
No, this was pretty much the best mission we could have rolled up for me because I have no ghouls in this list, so not having to hold things with battle line is pretty ideal for me.
Yeah, and exactly. I can't really avoid your like your zombie dragon or anything.
Oh, and I should mention that I made the Flayer leader, the Courtier, the general, so that the Flayers would be
okay, and that's
battle
how
line.
you fulfill your battle line.
Yeah. Otherwise, I have no battle line. So he's got a artifact that lets me reroll charges wholly within 12 of him. He's got an artifact that lets him heal once a game per for D6, and then the Archregent has the one that gives him +1 cast, unbind, dispel.
So you obviously have 2 extra items from the 2 battalions, which gives you 3 command points before the game starts because you also bought 1. I have 1 from my battalion, and then I bought 1 also. So we both have a few command points to start with. But you obviously dropping first are going to have choice of turns, so it's going to be up to you how you want this game to start.
I think I'm going to take it.
You're going to take the turn?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll be going into Flesh Eater Courts. Turn 1. Let's get at it.
Alright, so my turn. I cast all the spells that I wanted pretty much. Jordan was mostly out of range of unbinds except for one, which he didn't successfully unbind. So I got +2 attacks off on the flayers from the Archregent. I got +1 attack off from the Flayer Courtier, also on the flayers, so they were +3 attacks. I gave him the command trait that allowed him to have the War Scroll spell of the Foot Archregent. The Foot Ghoul King, sorry. The Archregent also cast Cogs, which was made fast, so I
speed.
Yeah, so I could get extra movement. The Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon cast his War Scroll spell for rerolling wounds in a 16-inch bubble. And then the Foot Ghoul King cast his lore spell, which was the Drain Transformation, to give them their wounds characteristic as extra movement. So they were +2 from Cogs, +4 from that. So with the base 12, they moved pretty darn quick. So they went over here, got into these Kurnoths. I managed to kill 2 Kurnoths.
Yeah.
I lost 1 in return. These flayers moved from behind the building up. The flayers in the Flayer Courtier moved on, so I took that objective. At the end of my movement, I popped on 2 Vargulfs and 10 ghouls. The 10 ghouls did make their charge, so they got into the Branch Wraith twice with my free feast day, piling in and attacking twice. They managed to take off 4 wounds, so she's down to 1 remaining. And that's sort of where my turn ends off. I just got the 1 objective because you need a hero within 3.
It's a 1 point.
I have a hero here looking to get on next turn because he's summoned within 6 of the board edge. And hopefully one of these heroes will get up to the second one, or the center one, or maybe the zombie dragon potentially, depending on where he's needed. Yeah, so going into Jordan's turn, I'm kind of happy with where I'm positioned.
Yeah, I was saying, just in deployment, I had totally, brain fart, forgotten about your deep strikes, your summons. Not a big deal, just only your duels got in and didn't kill the Branch Wraith, or else I would have been a little more upset with myself. But at least I'll have her for another, turn or so. And you obviously positioning-wise kind of got it, also blocked out the woods, which, could hurt if I don't summon another Wildwood. But losing 2 Kurnoth Hunters, while not good, isn't the worst for me. I'm not too unhappy about that. Obviously never ideal, but could have been worse, in my opinion. Hoping I can obviously get the double now at some point to really, make you pay for going first, hopefully. But the fact that you were able to make good use of it really, counteracts any downsides potentially. But yeah, other than that, we'll be going into Sylvaneth turn 1 at the bottom of round 1, and hopefully I can make some good use of it.
All right.
Okay, so just finished up Sylvaneth turn 1. It was a tumultuous turn for me emotionally. Dreadwood was able to summon another Wildwood, which took a bunch of pressure off because then I could deep strike my stuff that was in the spirit paths. Otherwise, I would have just been, stalled out. But I got Throne of Vines off with my Branch Wraith, but I didn't manage to get the Spite Swarm Hive off, which would have given me +3 move and charge. Which, so some of my stuff would have been charging on, or +5 to charge with cogs out.
Yeah, with my cogs.
Exactly. So, but I did have the plus movement and +2 to charge, which was helpful. Obviously, I kind of reconsolidated it over here towards the center objective, with you having 3 heroes over there. I knew I had to take care of those guys, but I, pulled my 1 Kurnoth Hunter out and teleported the other 3 through the Wildwoods, and then managed to shoot all but 1 of them off, which was pretty significant. But I'm hoping, obviously, for the double so I can take the last one off before you're able to start, resurrecting some. Outside of that, I brought my big Kurnoth Hunter Scythe unit down in the center, hoping to just clear room and take out your Flayers. But they failed their charge, even with the command point reroll. But the bright spot in all of this, obviously that was a bright spot, taking those guys out mostly. I teleported with my Allegiance ability, my Subfaction command ability. I teleported my unit of 3 swords over there. They made their charge, and then I used the Archregent command ability to give them +1 attack. Even though there were only 2 guys in. And they could do that because with the Envoys, the other Everqueen ability, they're able to measure command abilities that target Sylvaneth stuff from themselves. So I had a bunch of sword attacks and managed to take out your hero. Obviously, that was kind of my mission, was for them to go assassinate him, because that was the big point where you're, would be racking up faster on, because you didn't get on the other 2 yet. I didn't get on any of them, so I score 0 points here. But I needed Dreadwood's shooting ability. And while I was positioned to be potentially able to get on that one, it just wasn't worth, losing a model over if I get, for 1 point if I don't get the double. That said, obviously I'm hoping for the double at this point. Hi, Maverick. What you doing, buddy? I did have a casualty to my lovely puppy who decided to eat one of my Kurnoth Hunters who hadn't deep struck yet, so that was a deep blow, unfortunately. So you'll notice one of these guys don't match. That was credit to this little man who's been misbehaving. But otherwise, I think we're just into the roll-off, and we'll see how the next turn goes. 2 for
5.
me, so
I will
you will
take
get it
it
and not be punished for your double, or sorry, for taking first.
Yeah, not yet at least.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
thank
so
you, Maverick.
going into FEC turn 2, top of round 2.
Sounds good. Okay, so finished up top of round 2.
Yeah, so cast most of my spells. I failed the plus 2 or plus D3 attacks from the Archregent, but it really didn't make much difference because the only unit that could have gotten it didn't end up going in anyways. So I charged, well, I regenerated all the flares from 1 back to 6.
Yeah, and I think like that, oh god, that hurts so much. That's the biggest part of the double, right? Because I kill 1 model, and you don't bring like 20 wounds worth of flares back for free. Just gross.
Yeah, so they were within range of the 1 Vargulf, but then when he brought back his 3, that put them in the range of the other Vargulf, who brought back 2 more. So they moved up and charged into the Archregent, and in 2 pile-ins and attacks, they only managed to do 4 wounds because only 2 models could actually get in.
Because he's in the corner of the building, yeah.
Yeah. This Vargulf took out 5 of the Revenants with the help of Zombie Dragon shooting off 1.
Yeah.
I lost 2 flayers over here because of poor choice of where to start combat.
I don't think it's necessarily poor, because if you hadn't have done that, I could have gone here with either one of them and taken out 3 ghouls, and then you don't finish off one or both of those. So.
I could have used a command point to make them attack twice, even if you killed off.
That's fair. Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of silly because that's a lot of wounds of models lost that didn't need to be, and
now
damage output lost.
Now he's threatened going into my turn.
Yeah. So yeah, I moved this Vargulf up just on the edge of this objective, so he's taking that. So I'll score 1 for this. I'll score 1 from the Foot Ghoul King over there. So I'll be up to 3-0 now. Obviously, Jordan's going to get something on this one this turn probably. But I think I'm pretty good. He can't really threaten this one anytime soon if he wants to hold the middle one. And whatever he sort of holds the middle one with, I can countercharge with all of my stuff. So I feel like I'm in a good spot here.
I think with Sylvaneth, obviously being both combat armies, Sylvaneth in general, I needed to I can't afford to let you summon back like you did. I have no regeneration or resiliency like that, so when you're able to bring that back, it just is such a swing in terms of the trade-offs and points-wise that I can't let you keep doing that. But obviously, I did as best as I could, I think. But we'll be going into bottom of round 2 and Sylvaneth's turn, so I'll have, a chance to swing back at you, and then, an opportunity for the double again.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. I think, like you said, I think you're in a strong position.
You just don't have enough heroes to threaten enough objectives at this point.
Yeah, you're in a strong position. I still have some play, I think, but a couple things are going to need to go my way in this game for me to come back into it. But they're going to go my way, so it'll be fun and entertaining. So we'll see what happens. All right, so my turn was pretty quick. I clearly just kind of moved up and repositioned onto the objective. Tried to cast Spite Storm Hive with Drycha, but didn't get it off. And then I shot one unit of Kurnoth, dinged a wound or two off your hero there, and then Drycha and the other unit killed or dealt 11 out of 12 wounds to the Flayers. So again, one wound from taking them off, which is annoying more than anything. Ended up in combat and with my trample killing your hero there.
Yeah, so killed them after the combat phase with the trample, so he still got to pile in and attack twice and kill the Kurnoth.
Yeah, so you killed the Kurnoth, which hurt, but I got to attack. I didn't really do that much in combat. It was kind of disappointing. I think you did, yeah.
Well, having reroll saves helps.
Exactly, yes, reroll saves. And yeah, I think you've made I got damage through and you made a couple 6s, so it was what it was, but obviously that's why I didn't charge my Archregent in, so I'm like, if I make the charge and I don't kill them, he's dead, and I just need him for the rest of the game, because I can't summon heroes for 0 command points.
Hey, I spent 1 command point on one of the 2 heroes.
Okay. Other than that, obviously, just kind of consolidated onto the objective and sitting there hoping for the best.
Yeah, so you'll score 1.
I'll score 1. Yeah, so you're still ahead 2 points. But I am, it's obviously a very tough position for me. A lot still needs to go right. I didn't have a huge swing or anything in my turn. If I had have killed the Archregent in shooting or something, if I got lucky, I might have charged in to capture that point, but it really just isn't worth it. I need it. I'd rather have him for 3 turns. Yeah. That's about it. So yeah, we'll just go into priority for round 3. I'm gonna win it on 4. I do
6.
not.
So I will just keep on keeping on.
Yep, and I think it's going to be a tough road for me from here on out.
But I can't score this one, so you're getting 2 points next turn, 3 points the turn after.
Potentially. So that was, so we were talking about, I was like, okay, do I play for the double turn or not?
Yeah.
Play for the double turn, I actually probably would have gone into that unit with my Kurnoth to try and take them out as opposed to consolidate. So I played a more conservative turn in the case that I don't get the double, and I'm in a stronger position. So, and even here, that's the case, right? You're going to be able to get into some stuff, but yeah, probably not push me off the objectives by any means. So, yeah, we'll go into top of round 3 and Flesh Eater Courts turn 3 and see what you can do.
All right.
All right.
All right. So, top of round 3, Flesh Eater Court's turn. I failed to get off the reroll wound spell, which kind of sucked because this was the turn I was going all in.
I thought that you had trouble killing stuff though.
No.
With 3, yeah.
I also failed to get off his spell for the plus attacks.
I unbound that one.
Oh, you unbound that one.
Yeah.
And then he just did Mystic Shield on himself because nothing else was in range. I'm missing my other 2 heroes, so yeah, that was the end of casting. I brought back 2 ghouls because they were in range of the Vargulf at the beginning of the turn. In the hero phase, the one lone Flayer got to pile in an attack because of the battalion ability, and he dealt
Killed.
2 wounds to the Kurnoth.
2 or 3 to take him out, yeah.
Well, he didn't kill them in the hero phase, but he weakened enough that he killed them
Yeah.
in the combat before you could attack.
Yeah, that was your first activation.
Yeah, so I don't get anything for that, but it makes it harder for you to take it next turn because your hero's got 1 wound left. My guy's got 3 wounds left.
Yeah.
But then you've got shooting too. Drycha could take him off probably. Oh, she might have to move away to do it, so we'll see what happens there. The Flayers with Cogs Fast managed to get just outside of 3. Then they rolled a 12 for the charge, so they got wherever they needed, 14-inch charge. The Vargulf got in here to the spites that were there. The Zombie Dragon charged this, the tail end of this unit of spites, and then Jordan brought the other ones in on his first activation to sort of try and lock the Zombie Dragon out a little bit.
But when you get to pile an attack twice with 3 units, you're able to
Yeah.
clear the screens.
So the Flayers piled in an attack for free. Then I spent a command point to do it with the Vargulf.
And that let you clear the rest of the screen.
Yeah, and then I did it with the Zombie Dragon. The first round, only his 3-inch bite could go into the Kurnoths. Everything else had to go into these guys, which of course cleared them out. And then the second round, everything could go into the Kurnoths and did, killed half the unit. So Jordan's forces are rapidly dwindling. But
Yeah.
there's still the chance of the double, and you'll get for sure 2 points on your next turn. Oh, I got 2 points on my turn.
You scored 2 this turn, yes.
Yeah. And you could potentially get another one from the Revenant if he goes in and does well, or that Flayer's gone before he even goes in there. So there's still the potential for you to do some damage here.
Yeah, I think obviously now, like the double previously, I actually don't think the double at the start of this turn would have been helpful for me, and even potentially giving away the turn because I was so castled. I'm not doing anything with that turn.
Yeah.
So the double here I think is more critical, but I didn't expect you to be able to chew through my whole castle as fast as you did. But again, when you pile an attack twice with everything, that's basically 2 full turns getting to go. So that's a double turn right there.
The advantage of the list I'm bringing is I start with 3 command points, get a 4th on the turn.
Yeah, so you're not lacking, which I think is a really good build actually, because you see so many effect lists that struggle with that.
And with the getting to do the feast day, which thank you whoever commented that in both players' turns, that's
saves you so many.
That's 10 command points a turn if you manage to get them all, or 10 points a game.
I honestly though, like the attack twice, that's is gonna happen with fact. You do as best as you can to account for it. I think what really hurt me though in this game was just that one model, and you bringing back 20 wounds of Flayers.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I have 6 bows, or my other unit of 3 bows here, if I hadn't been taking out that Flayer, I would feel like I'm in a much better position. But I think if I can get the double, and I basically have to take care of all this stuff, which is a lot to ask. Not impossible, but it's going to be interesting. I think I can definitely take care of him this turn.
He's only got 5 wounds left.
Yeah, so it's like there's 3 things here. Well, 4 really I need to take care of, and I feel like I can adequately take care of 2, maybe 3. So we're going to see what happens and just do the best we can. Yeah, but it's scary, that's for sure. Obviously, with really wanting to take care of that, so my hero could just walk onto there, but that's not going to be the case. So Maverick is a little disappointed also with the performance of the Kurnoth. But we'll go into bottom.
He's quite happy with the taste of them, however.
Yeah. We'll go into the bottom of round 3 and Sylvaneth turn 3. So this is where we turn it around. Okay, so my turn, I think, went as best as I could hope for. I really got to take out 3 of the 4 threats that I was worried about, and the 3 of the 4 that I targeted. Moving my archetype onto the, I moved my archetype onto the objective, and then pretty much just moved Dreicha here to have a 3-inch charge, and use the command point that I got at the start of the turn for my Allegiance command trait to teleport my Kurnoth out of combat, so that they could then be free to shoot that last guy, and they managed to take him out in the shooting, which was big. Dreicha brought the Vardolf down to 1 wound remaining in shooting. I really wanted to take him out and not have to charge, but wasn't able to, and as a consequence, your Vardolf got 4 wounds on Dreicha with the pile-in and attacked twice before she killed him. And then, but before that, the Kurnoth Hunters attacked first and took out your Ghoul Canine Zombie Dragon before it could attack at all. Otherwise, Dreicha actually manipulated the cogs, so she was rerolling her saves, or else she probably would have taken more damage.
Yeah.
But I'm still really scared. You obviously still have 3 heroes, which is big. But I think the big thing is...
no, we just each have 2.
You have 3.
This is just a regular guy.
Oh, that's just 1 guy. Okay. But you're, well, not much better. You're potentially bringing 2 flayers back, as well as having 5 here. So those are what's going to threaten me. You're going to be able to get into stuff and take out my heroes, potentially. That's really the risk.
Yeah.
And so I'm obviously hoping for the double so I can take care of those things and start to consolidate. And yeah, that's going to be the challenge for me. Obviously, not that I have much to screen with by any means, but I just need to really try and take him out and take these guys down before you have a chance to activate them. So going to priority roll for round 4.
4.
That looks like it would have been a 6, but it's cocked.
Sure it does.
It was 100% was going to be a 6.
3.
3, yeah.
So I will take the turn.
Yep. And we'll go into...
So you would have scored 3 here. 1 for that,
Yeah.
2 for Dreicha.
Yep. So I score 3 points.
So you're catch up 1 point.
But we'll see how the round goes and hope for the best.
Flesh Eater Courts, turn 4, top of round 4. I summoned back another Flayer, much to Jordan's joy.
Maverick is also pretty disappointed about that.
Yeah. And then the Vargulf and the Flayers went in, along with the other unit of Flayers. Big unit of Flayers went in first, piled in 2 into Drycha, 3 into the Kurnoths, piled in twice, managed to bring Drycha down to 2 wounds remaining.
And take out 2 Kurnoths.
Killed 2 Kurnoths. Drycha, with only 2 wounds remaining, managed to kill off the Vargulf. So yeah, the Vargulf had the +2 attack, so getting rid of him before he got to attack at all was pretty big.
Yeah, preventing him from attack and also, double pile in with him and the other guys.
Yeah.
But you obviously killed my second last hero, which was, I think, a big...
Yeah, so the Archregent moved over here to take over for the Vargulf, so I maintained this one, and I scored 3 points this turn.
Yes, you do.
Putting me up a couple...
Well, you went first, so you'll be maintaining your 1-point lead right now. So I was saying, I passed my battle shot here for that turn-off, which I think is really now my best shot. My only shot left in this game is to kill your hero on this turn, and then score 1 more turn, and I'll win. So if I kill your hero and get the double, either way, if I get the double, before your next turn, if he's dead, and I scored this one twice, I would have to score 2 turns.
Yeah, because you get 2
then
this turn.
I just straight up win on points.
Assuming I can't kill him.
It doesn't matter. So if I get the double, it's over if I kill him. Because you can't score anymore, and the score would be locked. So it's obviously a long shot, but I have a chance. So we'll go into the turn. You'll obviously see what I'm going to try and do. Last ditch effort. So we'll go into bottom of round 4, Sylvaneth's turn. Okay, so obviously super quick turn for me. Really all I did was move him as far back from the objective as possible, which actually put me outside of your threat range for your next turn. So there's no way you'll be able to kill him before the end of the game. So I'll 100% score all these points. Now, on my turn, I was only going to get 1 bow in range to shoot him, so I decided to teleport the bows for more shots instead of the 1 scythe. I mean, I failed my 9-inch charge anyways with them, so that was definitely the right choice. And really, I need to kill him before you score points. So this is depending on me getting, hopefully, this final double turn and killing him potentially before you're able to score points.
Because if I win the roll-off, I just win.
Yeah, you would score
4
on that one. And I'd be ahead by 2 or 3 points at the end of the game. Because again, you can't take him out. So this is my final chance at a double to have a chance at winning the game.
4, 2.
That's going to be all she wrote then.
Yep. So I'll score 4 points.
Yep.
Because I've held it for 4 turns, and at this point, Jordan, he'll get 3 no matter what, but 3.
Well, I would get
3 won't do it.
2 and then 3, so you end up scoring me like 3 or 4 points. Damn, I had a chance. I think I really though in this match, did everything I could.
There's a couple of times I did the ranges on certain things, but yeah, otherwise I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah, no, you did. You played that really well. Sylvaneth is like Night Haunt for you, where it's like, you feel like you're in so many games, but you just don't have the power to push that over the edge and get the win. Everything really has to go your way, and when a few things don't,
Yep.
like
Yeah, one double in the right turn, and
well, even here, it's like, could I have taken your Archregent out? There's a good, decent chance. I think he had 5 wounds left.
yeah.
So between 3 bows and potentially some charges, the potential was there. But yeah, but that's the thing. It's like you really need things to go your way when you're not one of the
top tier army.
Yeah, one of the dominant books, which I feel like is obviously is a little unfortunate. But I'll keep trying and playing different lists because it's still fun, and I love Sylvaneth. What did you think of the match though, and the mission?
Oh, the mission favored me, I think. Not.
You know what? I think it only did because of your summons. Otherwise, you didn't have super tanky heroes.
Oh yeah, but
You then had 6.
being able to bring down 2 extra heroes. On the other hand, if it was something that needed battle line, I have the flexibility to bring down ghouls.
Yep.
Instead.
That's true.
So I like FEC. I like this list. I think the Flayers are. I mean, other than the Ghoul Kings on Zombie Dragons, like Flayers are your next best thing, and being able to bring them back quite easily.
Yeah.
I think I like them over the Ghoul King because like somebody just targets that and then it's gone.
Well, yeah, I think you could just run more Flayers, or honestly, like this list is very strong. Again, body count is low, which could hurt you in some matches, but
Yeah.
I've had a lot of success with a low body count Deepkin army. So when you're fast and hit hard, and can choose the matchups, you can still work it to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
You get more out of your units every turn, especially when you attack twice.
I will definitely change up the artifacts I chose. His I love because who doesn't love +1 cast, unbind, dispel, whatever. But the one on the zombie dragon, D6 heal 1 time. Unless you get a double turn where you've been attacked, you really don't get the chance to use it. You're either like dead in 1 turn or dead without getting your hero phase again. And the artifact I brought on him, the reroll charges, it's so hard to predict where he's going to be needed to go that there's something better I could do with that when I
Well,
feel
tough for this mission though, because you have to be stationary with the heroes.
True.
So in other situations where you might be able to throw them in, there's
Yeah, that's
potential,
true.
but
Yeah, maybe I'll keep that one and play around with the other one.
Yeah, test it out in other situations. I think for me, the bow hunters, while I love them in Heartwood, in this build, I would just be better suited with more scythes. I was saying even like 2 units of 6 scythes and then 2 units of 3 swords is the same amount of hunters, but way more power.
Yeah, when you get the free teleport anywhere on the board, teleporting out of combat to sneak in behind somewhere, yeah, I think they are better than the bows in this list.
Yeah, it's great, but again, we saw like the strength of it is with Spite Swarm High, with getting +3 to charge, right? And then how often have I gotten, there have been so many games where I don't get my throwing a vine spell off, and then I don't, it's so inconsistent. So that's a challenge, and maybe I'll look at even just dropping that, because I'm paying 80 points for a Branch Wraith and another 100 for the battalion with the Revenant, so I could, just fill it with something else, but yeah. It was a good game, bloody game. I feel like all of our games are, good and down to the last few turns lately, which is fun, regardless of the outcome. But
yeah, really came down to priority roll on turn 5. Like it was up for grabs until then.
Yeah, even just that last chance at killing your hero could have won me the game. Would have won me the game, because you couldn't have gotten into mine, and I would have already scored anyways. But that's how it goes, and we'll come back soon with another battle report.
Sounds good.
yeah, just again, always want to say a big thank you to everyone who's watched and subscribed and followed along our battle reports. We've gotten a ton of support on our journey so far, so big thank you to everyone. And especially those who share it with their friends in local groups. We've had a few people mention that they did, and we really appreciate that. So yeah, big thank you to everyone. Rest in peace, my Kurnoth Hunter that got eaten by Maverick. But other than that, we'll see you again soon and play some more games.
Thanks for watching.
Have fun.